Hi everyone, so here is the third part of your writing task. Um, as you can see, you've got the image there. I've talked through it with some of you who've had Teams meetings already, and just so you know, if you've got a Teams meeting on Thursday, we will probably be discussing this, so it might be useful. You don't need to have done Thursday's task in time for the meeting, but if you bring with you what you've already got from your writing for the week, that would be really useful. Okay. So I'm just going to skip through the bits that we've already done. Actually, I'll focus on here just for a sec because yesterday what our focus was to do this aspect, which was to use expanded noun phrases, and that's what we worked on yesterday, and we're going to use those today. So make sure you have all of those things with you as well as your word bank, because that may be useful to you as well. So as well as using our expanded noun phrases, we're going to do something else today. We're going to write 5 sentences. Now, don't worry too much about that because those sentences can be short and simple today, and we will spend Thursday and Friday going through those in more detail. Okay, so we'll do 5 sentences today, and we're also going to do this bit, making sure the sentences have capital letters and full stops or another punctuation to end the sentence. We're also going to be making sure that our writing makes sense. So quite a lot to fit in today. It's an important day in our writing, so I'll focus on it a little bit more. Okay, let's skip through what we've already done. So we'd already done our word bank, and we did our expanded noun phrases yesterday. If you haven't done your expanded noun phrases, make sure you watch the video from yesterday. It is a really important step. It's a really key skill for year 2, so it will make much more sense if you go back and watch that video and then come back to this one. Okay, so yesterday I did some examples for you of expanded noun phrases. We did stomping stone giants, clanking grey giants, brave fearless knight, mysterious floating ships. And what we were just focusing on is, I'm just going to try to highlight this for you, is stomping and stone were our describing words, and in here clanking and grey, brave and fearless, mysterious and floating. They were the describing words that came before the thing, before the noun, and that's what's needed for an expanded noun phrase. So just check back on the work that you did yesterday, make sure you've got that in place, make sure you've got those 2 describing words first, and then you describe the thing. So then I'll highlight in a different colour. Here are the words which are the things, the nouns, and they come at the end. And that's what makes an expanded noun phrase. We've got 4 expanded noun phrases there. You won't need all of the ones that you've made, but you might like to use more than one, or you might like to choose your favourite. Okay. Okay, so moving on. So today we're really going to be thinking about what makes a good sentence. Yesterday you worked on creating your noun phrases, and we're going to use them today in our writing. Now, it doesn't matter today if your sentences are short and simple, because we'll be working on making them a little bit more exciting on Thursday and Friday. But for today, it's really important we get those 5 sentences in place. I want you to try and use some of your expanded noun phrases that you did yesterday to help you to write your sentences, and I'll show you how I've done that with mine. The most important thing today is to focus on using an expanded noun phrase, that your sentences make sense. That's so crucial. If it doesn't make sense when you read it out loud, it means you need to do something to change it. Okay? Please make sure that you read through your sentences. They don't need to be neat at this point, so it doesn't matter if you're crossing out and you're adding bits in. But that's a really important step. Make sure you've read through your sentences. And that they have a capital letter to start, to show your reader, this is where I'm starting my sentence. I'm starting with a capital letter. And also show the person who's reading your work where the sentence finishes by using some kind of punctuation. So we could be talking about a full stop or an exclamation mark or a question mark. They're the ways that we finish sentences. So you need to make sure you use one of those to show that your sentence has stopped. Okay, so let me show you the sentences that I have done for today's work, and hopefully they will be of some use to you. Okay, so here they are. So as you can see, I've used some of the expanded noun phrases in my work. So I've got stomping stone giants. That was my expanded noun phrase, and what I've done is I've made that into a sentence. So I've got here the stomping stone giants are and walking forwards. I meant to write are walking forwards there. Let me see if I can write it here whilst I'm... Oh, I can. All these new skills, everybody. Okay, sorry about that. Good example of how you can edit your work. So the stomping stone giants are walking forwards, and that's it. That's my first sentence. Sentence number 1. I've included capital letter here. Let me change that to a different colour. Capital letter here, and I've got a full stop there. Okay, does it make sense when I read it out loud? The stomping stone giants are walking forwards. Yes. And I had to reread it to find that little mistake in there, didn't I? In here. I wouldn't have known that mistake was there if I hadn't have read it out loud. Okay. My second one, I'm going to use another expanded noun phrase. I had another look at the picture. What else did I want to talk about? Okay, I wanted to talk about the ships that were floating in the sky. So here is my expanded noun phrase. Mysterious floating ships. Okay, here is my capital letter, and here is my full stop. Does it make sense? There are mysterious floating ships in the sky. Yes, it does. So there is sentence number 2. Okay, next one. I've chosen, because I really liked my expanded noun phrases, I've chosen to use another one. Now you might not want to use more than 1 or 2. Definitely use 1, but you might not want to do more than that, and that's absolutely fine. So here's my third one. The brave, fearless knight. There's my expanded noun phrase. Brave, fearless knight is watching them. Okay, good. So I made sure I had a capital letter, and I made sure I had a full stop. Okay. Does it make sense? The brave, fearless knight is watching them. Yes, I'm happy with that one. Sentence number 3 done. Okay, sentence number 4. What else could I describe? Well, this time I thought about what I'd be able to hear or see or feel if I was actually there. And I think I would feel the ground shaking, because those giants look like they're creating quite a big impact as they're walking forward. They're kind of crashing through. So I think that the ground would be shaking. Very short sentence, this one. Doesn't use an expanded noun phrase, but that is okay. So I've still got my capital letter in place, and I've got my full stop. Oh, sorry about that. The ground is shaking. Yeah, it's a really short sentence, but it's perfectly fine. It makes sense, and it describes my picture. Okay, last one. The birds are flying away from the giants. Yeah, that came from our Teams meeting yesterday. One of our children, one of you, noticed that the birds had been flying away from the giants, and I thought that was a really good observation. So all I needed to remember with this one was my capital letter, my full stop at the end, and it made sense. The birds are flying away from the giants. Okay, so 5 sentences, please. If you're really struggling to write, you can ask an adult to help you. Maybe you can give them the ideas, but the ideas must come from you, okay? They must come from you. Don't make it a deal breaker. So an adult could write them for you, but I really want you to, where possible, write them for yourselves, okay? 5 sentences, make them short and sweet and simple, and we'll change them up tomorrow and Friday, okay? Good luck. Oh, I'll put the picture on at the end, so you can just pause it there if you need to remind yourself of the picture. Okay. There you go.